You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no
Flats this time. That's a touchdown just off the bat.
You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix.
Welcome here to Allen Hilliard Sports for episode 12 of our podcast here. We are going to talk about the Dixon Bulldogs this week. We're going to have an interview with the baseball team, all the seniors, a couple other players, and the coach. And we're also going to go look at the state Final Four in basketball, the wrap-up of that. And along with that, we're going to have a couple other segments here coming up. We'll take a look at some of the other fall sports. But we'll be back in just a little bit after these words from our advertisers. We'll see you then.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Security Bank of Pulaski County, with two convenient locations in Waynesville and St. Robert, Missouri, is a proud supporter of the Waynesville Tigers and the Lady Tigers athletics, including all their sports and activities. Security Bank is a member FDIC equal housing home lender. They can provide home loans, auto loans, whatever type of loan you need, and whatever support you need, give Security Bank a call or visit them in Waynesville, St. Robert, Missouri. Welcome here to our coverage of the Dixon Bulldogs this year. First, we're going to start off with some interviews of the Dixon Bulldogs here. Later, we'll go through their schedule, of course, but first we'll start off with the seniors, and then after that, we'll talk to a freshman and a sophomore, and then we will talk to the head coach of the Dixon Bulldogs. Then we'll, as I said, talk about the rest of their season coming up and what they've done so far. Be sure to check us out, Allen Hilliard Sports, along with more on this podcast. And we are here. It is Dixon baseball up here. They had a game last night here. They came away with... How'd that game go last night, first of all?
It went well. I think we got the bats going later on in the game. We looked clean.
All right, they had a road trip up towards St. Louis area up there in kind of German country. Very pretty place, but we'll talk about that later. So Eli, coming into the season here, you've been here at Dixon before, and, how's it like playing up here in Dixon, especially a small town, a lot of game times, you get a lot of people that show up to the games?
I think we just have a great community that comes out and just supports us, so I think that's what I like most.
All right, and what's one of the things that you've accomplished here at Dixon that you're more proud of than others?
Honestly, just, I guess, winning a district championship my freshman year, so that's pretty nice.
All right, and then you have a lot of younger classmen here. There's a good handful of seniors, but how do you guys as a group, and how do you help some of the younger classmen here coming up from middle school to the when they get to the varsity level?
Honestly, just helping out any way I can, like with swings or just any fielding. I think that's just helping out.
All right, and what would you like to say to some of the people to come out and watch some Dixon baseball?
I think just be loud and cheer us on.
All right. We are here with Owen McKinnon here, and another one of the Dixon Bulldogs seniors. It is that time of year again. You had coming off a first win here, and the weather's turned out pretty nice to start the season. So what is something that you have done to prepare the season for baseball?
I've been putting in a lot of conditioning and hitting the gym a lot, making sure that I'm still able to do what I used to do.
I'm sure weekly 5Ks, is that part of your training?
Oh, no. Not anywhere close to that.
Never close to that. And then, so coming in as a senior here, you're one of the leaders here. What's one of the things that you've done or that you try to do to help some of the players as they transition to the JV and the varsity games?
I like to help the underclass freshmen or the underclass catchers, getting them the same work that I got whenever I was an underclassman, making sure that they're going to be potential.
Okay, and then coming into this season here, you've been at Dixon for a little while here and playing. You play a lot against the same kids here, a lot of the Frisco League teams. How is that compared to maybe some of the other schools, you know, similar where Waynesville, most of their schools are 2 hours away? How's it, you know, when you see some of these kids probably every day, and some of the kids you see them literally every day in Waynesville at the Votech?
It's pretty amazing. I'm friends with a lot of people that go to WCC and play baseball. There's a bunch of people from Plato in my class, and we talk, and it's just a lot of fun playing with our friends, even against them.
All right, and what's one thing you'd love to tell the Dixon community about this baseball season?
It's going to be a show. We're going to have fun. We're going to make a lot of fun happen.
Okay. And nice. And what is one of the things that you are most proud of as a Bulldog over the years?
Being able to carry the mentality of baseball with the DYRA, moving it to here and having that district win our freshman year, hoping to get one this year.
All right, thanks a lot. Electric is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and all the schools in their district in Pulaski County, Missouri, along with Marys County and other locations throughout Missouri. Good luck to the Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs this season from Gasco Sage Electric. G-Tech Fiber is built to last. Your local area internet run on Gasco Sage Electric power poles. Reach out to Gasco Sage Electric for all your G-Tech Fiber internet needs. Whether you live rural or in the city, they can provide internet. Chris Pills Basketball is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports, Pocahontas Redskins, and the area schools. Allen Hilliard Sports will once again be providing the coverage of the Waynesville youth football for grades kindergarten all the way to 6th grade this year, from week 1 all the way to the championship in November. Games will start first week of September. Be sure to reach out, WIF Football, if you'd like to play. All right, we are here with John Kramer, a name that many of you remember here from basketball season. You're coming off a bit of a late start here for baseball. Some of these other people were here a week or two before you, but you definitely had the conditioning coming in. You had also a pretty impressive little dunk there in that Principia game to kind of end your season off. But what's one thing in baseball here that you are most proud of as a Bulldog?
Probably just winning a district championship my freshman year. Even though I didn't play much, I mean, it's just exciting to be part of the team and get to experience that.
All right, and what's one thing that you've done to help some of these younger players come up, and then some of the maybe move-ins that have come around?
I mean, just teach them what I know and really tell them to keep their head up no matter what happens. And I mean, that's about it. I don't know. I don't really know how to word what I'm trying to say, to be honest.
Oh, you're good there. And what is one of the things that you remember as a Bulldog going back over the years, one of your better moments in baseball that you've had? You've had quite a few in basketball, but which one of your moments that stands out on the baseball field?
Probably just the first time I got to play my freshman year in Licking. One of our outfielders made a pretty bad error, so we had to switch some things around. Finally got to play. It's a good experience.
And a lot of these opponents that you have, conference opponents, you see them nearly every day probably around town or somewhere, especially when you go to Waynesville or something like that. How's that? When you know most of these kids, I'm sure after 4 years, you know quite a few of the starters from other teams locally here.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's pretty friendly. Like, everyone knows everyone. It's not, there's no, really hate going around. So it's fun to just get to play against people I've known my whole life.
And anything you'd like to add to give to the people coming to the games from Dixon here? You draw a very nice crowd of people here most of the time.
I mean, we'll try to put on a show and get a win, so come see it.
All right, appreciate it. We'll talk to you later. We are here with Hunter Albrecht here, and so you are one of the other seniors here. How's it feel just to be, senior year? This is your last year of baseball.
It feels good. Feels like we got a lot to prove this year. Feels like we can accomplish a lot.
And then coming in, you guys are getting the field ready here, and the grass has grown in pretty well. What's one thing that over the years memory you have on this field? Because it's changed quite a bit over the years.
I think just being able to look up to some of the past upperclassmen and being able to be behind them during my underclassmen days and having a lot of great wins on this field is that's nice.
And what is one of the things that, under the underclassmen that you could do to help them, or something that you have done to help some of the underclassmen coming up to get ready to eventually take the senior spots next year?
Yeah, I enjoy helping the underclassmen as much as I can. I remember being the underclassmen that needed help, so being able to just teach them different ways to either swing better or just baseball IQ in general.
Okay, and then you started the season actually on Thursday. Had one of the first games there up in wine country, I guess, against Herman, and picked up a victory there. How does that kind of help out, especially get that first victory out of the way?
It feels nice to get the season started off good. Starting off with a win feels nice, and hopefully we can carry it to the rest of the season.
All right. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. We are here with Avery Flahar here, obviously a name that some people may sound familiar. But anyways, it is a very beautiful day out here for baseball. Yesterday was a beautiful day to start the baseball season. How does it feel to be a senior coming into your final year here, and what is some things that you want to accomplish?
It's kind of sad, It's been my last year being able to play, but one thing I want to accomplish is going and winning districts again and have one final ride.
All right, and then this team has won districts at least once in the last 4 years.
Yep.
And it's been I believe, one conference at least once or twice in there too.
I think so.
But obviously some of your rivalries here are teams that are fairly close to you. You've had Crocker, a big rivalry, and then some of the bigger games you've had Iberia and Licking, which are a little further away, but rivalries that have been there for many years. But how does it feel to have a lot of those opponents so close to you, though, where you have Richland not too far away, and many of the kids you see them many times, especially if you go to the VOTEC for classes?
It feels good being able to know who it is. You learn a lot from them just by knowing them. So, we know their stuff and they know our stuff, but I think we have the better team.
All right, and then what's one of the best memories that you've had as a senior, or coming into the senior year overall as a Bulldog?
Probably my freshman year, the first time I got to start in the Camden Wood Bat tournament with the seniors and just being able to play with them for their final year.
All right, appreciate your time here. Auto Service in Dixon, Missouri is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs this season, as well as all the other area schools and towns around Dixon, Missouri. If you need auto repairs, be sure to check him out on 801 West 4th Street, whether it be alignments, tires, whatever it need be. Check out Danny's Auto Service for all your small and big jobs in Dixon, Missouri.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
We are here, Rafin Baker here. Rafin, you've been at Dixon for a while here, and you've had your share of baseball here. What's one of the memories you've had playing here at Dixon, or just playing baseball overall?
Probably when I threw a CG Shetty against Crocker my junior year.
All right, and then you mentioned Crocker. They're one of the rivalries that's literally 10 minutes away here. I imagine you have several friends that are from Crocker over the years that you develop. How's that, affect rivalries when you get to see those kids quite often?
We're friends off the field, but when we're on the field, it's game time.
And what's one of the big memories that you've had, this senior season so far? That I heard you had a decent showing the other night.
Yeah, well, my little cousin Gil to come play with us, and I know he went 4 for 6 last night, and I went 4 for 4, so we had a pretty good night. He went yard, so it was pretty fun playing with him.
All right, and then you had the Jamboree out in Camdenton the day before, actually.
Yep.
So you've had 2 pretty nice days of baseball. Today's going to be a little bit warmer, but still, you can't complain about the sun here. You've had many years when the rain was not too happy with you.
Yep.
But what's one of the things that you have done or that you are going to do to help some of the underclassmen coming up?
I got a couple young third basemen coming up behind me. Just got to teach them to stay in front of the ball because it's the hot corner for a reason.
And what is one thing you'd love to say to the Dixon community over the years of supporting the Dixon Bulldogs?
I guess our fans have stayed loyal. There's just not many of them.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. And we are here with Jensen Brown here. Jensen, what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
All right. And then, so coming in as a freshman here, what's one thing that, you hope to learn here and something to experience? I'm sure you've watched several baseball games up here and you've played baseball, obviously.
Yeah, see, I've been playing baseball since I was a kid, and I love all these seniors and sophomores and all of them to death, and I hope to be like one of them someday.
All right. And then coming in, you have seen the coach before, and the coach is up here in Dixon. It's a small town here. How does that help out compared to something where you don't really get to see the coaches?
Well, I like it because I love my coach to death. I love my coach. He's a pretty good coach. We played dodgeball together. He got me out a few times, but it's all right. So, yeah.
I'm assuming he was your PE teacher in middle school there?
Yeah, he was my PE teacher.
I heard he's a good PE teacher.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's one thing you want to accomplish this season, though, as a freshman, whether it be to step in as a role where you're needed or just, what's one thing that you'd like to do this year, just a small goal?
I would like to maybe hit a home run and make my team proud and win districts.
All right, I appreciate it there. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
And we are here with Sawyer Baker here. Sawyer Baker on Thursday started the baseball season with we'll let Sawyer talk about that. Sawyer, how did your first game go?
It was my debut game here at Dixon. I went 4 for 6 with a bomb. I think I hit a double, got on base with a single, and I think I had another double that game.
All right, and then coming in as a sophomore up here to this very senior-led team here, what kind of role do you kind of want to have in that, or what kind of role have they given you in that lineup so far?
I feel like coming here, playing with all my seniors, especially with my older cousin, I'm wanting to live up to the standards of this team. I feel like it's a lot more competitive than the team I was on before this, prior. We're winning more games, more athleticism on the base path, just looking way more fluent in our decisions in this team.
All right, and you've been around this community up here too. You've seen some of the games and things. How's this community feel compared to, say, some of the bigger cities or some of the bigger teams around here?
I'd say it is a lot smaller, but the fans we have are really loyal. They're really into the game. They know what's going on, and they get hype whenever they need to.
All right, and what's the thing you'd like to tell the community, before the season starts here, really?
Hey, keep your eyes out for 12 and 27. We're going to be hitting tanks this year.
All right, we appreciate it.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Progressive Ozark Bank in Licking, Missouri is a supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats athletics, including this Frisco League tournament for the boys and the girls, and the district tournament. Thank you, Progressive Ozark Bank. Member FDIC and Equal Housing and Lender. Town and Country Bank is also a supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats, along with other activities in the Licking area and Texas County. Be sure to stop by, give them a call, member FDIC, for all your banking needs. Town and Country Bank in Licking, Missouri. And we are here with the Dixon Bulldogs coach now. Just talked to all the seniors here, and coach, seniors, happy to play, and they're ready for the season again here. Now, on your end of things, how are you? Are you ready for the baseball season to start also? You've had some good weather to start so far.
Yes, I am. A good group of seniors. I mean, they've been with me now for 4 years. A lot of them have a lot of experience, and we have high expectations.
Okay, and then you have also a pretty good junior group moving up too, and this group, several of them have experienced district titles over the years and competed for conference titles here. What's one thing that's kind of helped to succeed over the last several years to make, keep these programs going the way they are, especially the baseball program?
Yeah, just teaching them to play with a lot of confidence. Baseball's a very mental sport, and if you can get past the mental boundary and know how to carry yourself and buy in, then great things will happen.
And what's one thing that you'd love to tell the Dixon community, or because you have a good core group of fans that likes to come out and support the Bulldogs?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that comes out and supports. The community means the most. They've helped me out a lot. They've helped the team out a lot. We've got a lot of donations and equipment, so I'd like to say thank you to them and just keep coming out and supporting, and we're gonna compete in every ball game and do what we need to do to try to win.
All right, and then last night you had a win to start the season up there in Herman, Missouri, and how did that game go overall?
It was a late night. We didn't get back till late. Luckily, we were on spring break, but it went very well. We had the jamboree the night before and, tried to fix some things, and that's a short turnaround, but they came out and they competed, put the ball in play, and we threw strikes and played defense, If we can stick true to those things and play Bulldog baseball, then we've put ourselves in a very good spot to go out and compete in every ball game.
All right, and who are some of the key players, maybe not just seniors, but who are some of the key players that you have that'll be stepping up or that are taking that position to lead the team here?
Yeah, I'm big on everybody has a role, whether it's in the starting lineup or maybe you're on the bench or so on. So I would say everybody. I mean, it's going to take us all. One person tends to not only win a ball game by themselves, but it's going to take us all. So I'm not going to say any specific names, but it's going to take us all to get there.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it here. We'll be back for a broadcast in a couple weeks up here. Good luck.
All right, thank you so much.
Dog Patch on Highway 28 is your local gas station for all your small grocery needs. Also, your Hunt's Brothers pizza provider, making it fresh in the store and keeping it warm under the lights for you. Multi flavors to choose from. You get 3 for $30. Also, all your snacks, chips, whatever you need, down to your beverages and down to your sweet snacks. Check out Dog Patch. The Dixon School District has been a sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports for many years now and continues to provide sponsorship. They have 3 state-of-the-art schools, including a high school, middle school, and an elementary school, all in Dixon, Missouri, serving the Dixon and St. Robert area children. Be sure to check them out at their new admin building on the corner downtown, just off of Main Street, the Dixon School District, Dixon, Missouri. And we are back looking at our baseball coverage here. First, we had a talk with the Dixon Bulldogs. Now we'll take a look at their schedule. They picked up a 14-3 victory over Herman on the 19th. This week, they're coming up in the Stoutland Spring Classic. And then starting in April, on the 2nd, they'll travel to Bell. They will host Crocker on the 6th. Then on the 7th and the 9th, they'll travel to Lakeway and Stoutland before on the road on the 10th and 11th at the Lynn Baseball Tournament. Then they will have a 3-game homestand from the 14th to 17th as they host St. Elizabeth, Iberia, and Eugene. St. Elizabeth, a team coming off basketball Final Four. Been there in baseball many times too, a very good Class 1 ball team. Then on the 20th, they'll travel to California before another 3-day stand as they'll host Bourbon, Richland, and an undefeated Licking team currently. That game on the 24th. Then they have a big road stand here from the 27th all the way to May 8th. They'll travel to Camdenton, Plato, South Callaway, Versailles, Sullivan, and they'll end that road trip in Owensville on the 8th before the final 2 games with Osage on the 11th and Vienna on the 12th. Both non-conference games. This Bulldogs team here had a winning fall season. They were 8-5. They had victories over Stillville, Richland, Stoutland, Plato, Bourbon, Crocker, Calvary Lutheran, and Richland. They did lose in the fall to Iberia in a close one, 3-5. Lost to Licking 1-4, who went 21-3 in the fall. Then they lost again to Iberia, and lost again to Licking. Actually, they only lost to 3 teams with those 5 losses in the fall season. Eugene being the 3rd team out of that, and another close ball game. Dixon looking for another spot at Dixon or district championship and maybe a conference championship. Looking at the districts here for the Bulldogs, we're going to go back to spring here. And their districts will be with Bell, Bourbon, Cuba, Fatima, and Stillville. So if we go back right now and look at the percentage after 1 game, Dixon with a 1-0 record is on top, followed by a 1-1 Stillville team, 1-1 Cuba team, a 1-1 Bell team, an 0-2 Fatima team, and an 0-2 Bourbon team. So we got lots of red, couple blue, and then we got our yellow friend of Cuba Wildcats. But we're going to take a short break here. We're going to talk about Dixon soccer here in just a minute. Before we get to Dixon soccer here, we'll listen to a word from some of our advertisers here. We'll give you a preview of the Lady Bulldogs soccer program this spring. ZCM Timber Harvesting is a supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Iberia Rangers and Lady Rangers in this basketball tournament. I want to thank them for being a big sponsor of this tournament once again. Go Rangers and Lady Rangers. Good luck from ZCM Timber Harvesting. Shelton Welding Custom Fab and Repair in Dixon, Missouri. Give them a call for all of your needs on your trucks, your home, whatever it may be. If it's a welding job, Shelton Welding and Custom Fab and Repair can make it right.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
And we are back after a word from some of our sponsors there. Again, want to thank them for all their support. Looking at Dixon Lady Bulldog Soccer here on the 24th, which is coming up this week, I believe on Tuesday. They will travel to Lakeway, who is co-oping with Richland this year, a 5 o'clock start. And Saturday, they will travel to, I believe, California. They'll face California for a Saturday matchup. Then on April 2nd, they'll travel to Owensville. They'll have a 4-game homestand from the 7th to the 16th as they'll face Fatima, New Covenant, Stover, and Eugene. And then after that, they'll travel to Capital City up in Jefferson City. On the 24th, they'll host Springfield Greenwood, a school that is sponsored by Missouri State University. Then they'll travel to Lebanon and playing a much bigger opponent there. Good test late middle of the season there. Then they'll travel to Southern Boone, another good opponent, not quite as big, but very solid school in their athletic programs. On May 1st, they'll host Marshfield. They'll travel to Mountain View, Liberty, and St. James on the 5th and the 7th. They'll end their season at home against Sullivan and Crocker. District-wise for the Bulldogs this year, they're in I believe a 10-team district here. 9 or 10-team district. Their district opponents are Crocker, Fairgrove, Greenwood, Lakeway, Mountain View Liberty, New Covenant Academy, New Heights Christian, Sacred Heart, and Smithton. And currently, Crocker has the only win out of all his opponents in the first week of the season here. They have a 1-0 record. Fairgrove is 0-1. Smithton is also 0-1. That is your Dixon girls soccer preview there. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back and we will talk about the Waynesville Lady Tigers and Tigers while we got a chance here. We'll be back. Come visit the downtown service station in Waynesville, Missouri. They have been there for many years. Used to be the Schultz service station, but they do maintenance. You can get gas. They sell Route 66 merchandise. There are plenty things to do downtown. Be sure to stop there and visit the friendly staff. If you need a quick job done, they can take care of it, or just stop in and say hi.
To the block and tackle the Mac Stack, a Dickey's barbecue pit game changer. Our signature mac and cheese topped with Dickey's quality slow smoked meats. And Dickey's delivers just in time for kickoff. Visit Dickeys.com, legit Texas barbecue.
Dickey's Barbecue is a proud supporter of the Newburgh Wolves and Lady Wolves, as well as the area schools and communities in Rolla. Among other areas they serve, be sure to check them out on Kings Highway. Enjoy Dickey's Barbecue, greatest in town. And your Waynesville Tigers and Lady Tigers this year. Again, also have some fall sports that are coming up as usual. We'll take a look first at the... Let me get to the page here, but first we'll take a look at the... I think we talked about baseball already last week. We'll talk about soccer instead, first of all. It is girls soccer. And where is soccer? Trying to find it on my thing here. There it is. It's in a different spot. Waynesville Lady Tigers, they will first travel to Camdenton on the 23rd. On the 24th, they'll be at home against Bolivar. We'll have all their home soccer games live, by the way. They'll travel to Lakeway on the 26th. On the 30th, they will host Joplin. On the 31st, they'll travel to Neosho. They'll have the Southwest Missouri Showdown on the 2nd to the 4th of April. Then they kind of alternate the rest of the season here. They travel to Republic on the 7th. They'll host Willard on the 9th. They'll travel to Rolla on the 11th. On the 14th of April, they'll travel to Parkview. They'll have a couple home games against Carthage and Nixa on the 16th and the 21st. On the 28th of April, they'll travel to Kickapoo. Then they'll host Lebanon on the 30th. They'll travel to Springfield Glendale on May 5th. May 6th, they'll host Springfield Central. May 9th, they'll travel to the Osage Soccer Shootout. And they'll finish their season on the road with Ozark and Eugene on the 12th and the 14th. That is the Waynesville Lady Tigers soccer season here. They're coming off their districts, I believe, are actually in Springfield this year, so no long travel to St. Louis this time. It involves Branson, Glendale, Kickapoo, Neosho, Nixa, Ozark, and Republic. So we're going to take a short break, give a word for our advertisers real quick, and we're going to come back as we talk about the Tiger baseball season again real quick here. We'll be back. Pawn Shop is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and all the area schools, including the Frisco League basketball tournament. Be sure to visit them down by the front gate of Fort Leonard Wood. The Bank of Crocker since 1911 has been in Pulaski County and the surrounding area for many years. They have home loans, auto loans, whatever loans you need, give them a call. They are member FDIC and the Equal Housing Home Lender.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
And we are back. We're looking at the spring baseball season here for the Waynesville Tigers. They only play one season. They defeated Conway 15-4 to start the year. And then Saturday, they had the Salem early season doubleheader. They defeated Cuba 5-2, lost to Vienna 1-2 in 8 innings. They will travel to Camdenton on the 26th, travel to Osage on the 27th. They will host Neosho, Webb City, and Republic on the 31st, April 2nd, and April 7th. On the 9th, they'll travel to Willard before traveling to Eugene for the weekend for the tournament on the 10th and 11th. On the 14th, they will host Parkview. They'll travel to Carthage on the 16th. On the 17th, they'll host the Salem Tigers. On the 21st and 23rd, they'll face Nixa and then Rolla. Rolla's game will be at S&T. Then on April 28th, they'll host Kickapoo, and then they'll host Lebanon. On the 30th, they'll have the Salem tournament, the 30th through May 2nd. And then to round out May in their season, they'll travel to St. James, host Glendale, travel to Central, host Ozark, and travel to Capital City. So a very balanced schedule for the Waynesville Tigers. Looking at their district opponents here, and of course it is. Make sure this is this year. We will be going to St. Louis again, obviously, for districts, as they'll have Eureka, Lafayette, Wildwood, Marquette, Parkway South, Parkway West, and of course Rolla. And it looks like Marquette and Eureka both currently undefeated in that. Waynesville 2-1 and at 66% in third. And of course a lot of baseball to go. Rolla would be a 4 seed. 5 seed would be Parkway West. They haven't played yet. Lafayette Wildwood hasn't played, and Parkway South has lost 3 games. But Waynesville has the most points, though, or runs for anybody. So a good number for the Waynesville Tigers there. And we are going to actually put a highlight here for those of you watching. There is some play-by-play for those of you listening on the podcast also, of the last Waynesville Tigers baseball game and their victory over Conway. We'll be back after that, and a bit of advertising there for our next segment here. We'll talk about the state champions for basketball. We'll be back. Borum of Cross Creek Realty is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Crocker Lions, as well as all the other area Frisco League teams in this part of Missouri. Be sure to check him out at Cross Creek Realty for all your home needs, whether it be selling a house or looking for a house. They have homes to sell and homes to buy. Rennie Tire Pro is your local tire shop in the Licking area. Be sure to check them out for whether it be just changing a tire, buying a set of new tires, small auto repair. Check out Rennie Tire in Licking, Missouri. Rennie Pharmacy is a proud supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats this year. Be sure to check them out for all your pharmacy needs in Licking, Missouri. The Bank of Iberia is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Waynesville and Iberia communities, along with all the other Frisco League teams in the area. Be sure to give them a call. They are a member FDIC, Equal Home Housing Lender, 2 locations, Waynesville and Iberia. We'll get credit for that. And runners at first and third. Down to first, gets the out, I think. His pitch is low. Even count here. This is hit to the shortstop. That's going to go down as an error. And that will bring in the runner. 2 runs in the game here. And a runner. Pitch is hit over to first. A single. This will bring in 1. It'll bring in 2. And on that will give us a 2 RBI. It's not making it a whole lot nicer out there. Kyron Dance is gonna hammer this ball. And that's gonna fall on the fence. That will bring in our
deep fly out of center field.
And that will bring in another RBI. That would be, I believe, a free base if he violates that. Ball into the dirt. And Tigers advance another runner.
A wild pitch brings in a
video issue too. I forgot why it's all messed up.
And batter walks, bring in another run, make it 5.
And a walk. We'll bring in.
And that walk brings in another run.
Another
for the Tigers.
Unearned RBI here.
Well,
So.
next.
And that will bring in a Tiger. Wild pitch. 0-1 count. And hit the batter. He's going to get the arm. That's going to be another run. That's going to make this 8-2.
A hit by pitch brings in another run. And up to bat.
We'll tweak with it, figure it out. 2-1 count. Oh, that is hit hard. That is in play. No one moving yet. That is an out. That's going to be F9. However, runners do advance. Then Kyron Dance, the utility player, coming up to bat. He has batted 3 times, had a sacrifice. But he's going to get some metal on this, and that is a home run for the Tigers. I don't have a home run. Tigers pitcher pitching 0-2 count. This is going to be hit, though. That's going to fall. And that's going to find some space. That is going to score 1, 2. And lucky it only scores 2. 2-0 count here. And ball is hit. That's going to be a hit. That will bring in
deep right field, just over his head. Brings in 1,
2, 3. 15 runs in the game for the Tigers.
That one's an out. So you got 2 outs with 2 runs in.
So that is our second out. Making sure all the math and stuff works like it should. Runner at third.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping. Got a few minutes? You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
The Dixon Athletic Booster Club is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Dixon community, as well as the Dixon athletic programs. Be sure to join the Booster Club. All the money goes to help support the Dixon athletes in the community, whether it be high school, middle school, baseball, basketball, whatever it is. Check out the Dixon Booster Club on Facebook to become a member. $200 to be a corporate sponsor on the video board in the gym. And we are back here. We're going to take a look at this week's state champions as we have some new big school state champions here for basketball. We'll start with the Class 4 boys first, because that's the first one that pops up, but definitely not Class 1. Class 4, there we go. It was Clayton against Bentonville. In a 2-point victory, Clayton advanced to the state championship. And a 14-point victory, 74-60. Logan Rogersville upset Vashon, their first loss in the Final Four since, I believe, 2000. So it's been a while there. Vashon actually lost in overtime the third-place game to Benton later that day. But Logan Rogersville was your champion, a 72-36 victory over Clayton for Class 4. Looking at the Class 4 girls, it was Donovan and Benton. Again, another somewhat close ball game. 52-42 was the final. Donovan able to advance to the championship. And Stratford facing a Cardinal Ritter team here in Class 4. Stratford, no stranger to making championships. They won 55-52, defeating Cardinal Ritter. And then Stratford would ultimately win with a 75-55 victory over Donovan. Cardinal Ritter would take third with a 65-60 victory over Benton. Looking at our Class 5 boys, it was Sykeston and Raytown in our first semifinal. 56-47 went to Sykeston. And then on the other side of the bracket, MICDS against Springfield Hillcrest, their first time they've made it in a while, to their upsetting Helias in the previous round. And it was all MICDS with a 30-point victory over Hillcrest and a 55-38 victory in the championship over Sykeston. Hillcrest would come away with third place in the state. Give Springfield a nice victory at the end of the season there. And in Class 5 girls, it was Lift for Life in Grandview. Lift for Life with a 64-46 victory in that ball game. And MICDS girls able to again advance over Marshfield 59-52. That set up a Lift for Life MICDS state championship. And again, Lift for Life, another state title under their belt. Charter school out of St. Louis, won 60-41. Marshfield would eventually defeat Grandview 57-42. And we are going to look at the Class 6 boys here now. A lot less to cover than what we did in the past there. But it was Blue Springs South defeating Cardinal Ritter 54-51. And the other semifinal in Class 6, DeSmet and Rockhurst playing. It was DeSmet picking up the 64-52 victory. That set up a Blue Springs South and Rockhurst championship. Or a DeSmet championship. And DeSmet wound up winning that 78-61 over the Blue Springs South Jaguars, I believe. Rockhurst picked up third place, 68-55. That is your state champions here. We'll go back, we'll look at the other classes. Actually, we didn't do the girls, did we? We need to do the girls first. It was Incarnate Word in the second semifinal, but first, Staley defeating Jackson 52-31 for the other semifinal. Incarnate Word defeating Lee Summit West 78-51. That set up a Staley Incarnate Word matchup where Incarnate Word won with a 4-point difference. One of their closest games of the year they had, barely beating Stratford earlier, so Stratford also winning their class. Lee Summit West would take third, 65-52 over Jackson. And that, now we'll go back and look. We'll first look at the girls here. St. Elizabeth girls picked up Class 1. St. Elizabeth, Tipton girls picked up Class 2. And Class 3 went to Principia girls. Looking at the boys from Class 1, it was Bunker Class 2 Eugene, and Class 3 Principia. So Principia with the double titles this year. And with that, that is the wrap-up of our basketball season here. I want to thank everyone for joining us for all the broadcast and everything else. Congratulations to all of the champions that we have covered. And we're actually going to have for you a special short highlight video of the Rogersville game that you are also able to watch. So keep an eye out for that after this ad. Arkansas Activities Association believes that athletes are taught by many things through sports. In addition to the skills they learn, self-control, ideals of fair play, honesty, respect for authority, and for opposing players. To learn these values results in maximum benefits from his or her athletic experiences. Once again, thank you to the Arkansas Athletic Association, and good luck, Pocahontas Member School, Arkansas Activities Association.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You're still talking to your friend? It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji! Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
And we are back here again. We want to thank you for joining us on this special postseason and pregame episode of the podcast here by Allen Hilliard Sports. It has again been a pleasure bringing you these podcasts and things throughout since last year when I started. Always helps to keep things active. We're going to take a look at some of the other schools around us here. And we're just going to go kind of free shoot it here, and we'll just kind of see what some of the other district tournaments are. Classes here, actually, not district tournaments. Wish I would quit doing the spring thing, but okay. So Class 1 is going to be Stoutland, Max Creek, St. Elizabeth, and Vienna, and Calvary Lutheran in District 8. That is all your local teams in that. And then if we go to Class 2 here, a lot more local teams. Crocker, Richland, Lakeway, Plato, Hartville, and Mansfield. More of your local competition in that. And then Class 3 is Dixon, the only local team in there. Also Fatima, Bell, Cuba, Bourbon, and Stillville. We talked about them earlier. Class 4, some of the area teams. St. James Tigers, they're with the Salem Tigers. Sullivan, St. Clair, and Potosi in that district. Not a very big district for them. Class 5 will include Lebanon, Camdenton, and Marshfield. They're going to be paired with the Jeff City schools, Father Tolton, and Warrensburg. And Class 6, it is Rolla and Waynesville heading up to St. Louis with all their favorite friends. So prepare for that lovely trip later this year. But again, I do want to thank everybody who has listened to this and continues to listen to this, as without you, there's not really a reason to make this. And if you'd like some other stuff streamed or covered, let me know. We're going to work on, for next week's show, we're going to go through each bracket, talk about the state champions, if we can get a list of all of them. And also we'll talk about tennis and golf and those other sports in our next week's podcast, to keep you all informed of what is going on in your favorite schools here. But I believe that is about it for Allen Hilliard Sports this week. It has been, again, a pleasure. And thank you for watching. Join us Tuesday as we have soccer this week. We also have baseball, I believe, later this week. So it should be fun. We'll see you later. Central is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports for a couple of years now. Be sure to reach out to them on Facebook or give them a call. for all your glass needs, whether it be windshields in cars or doors for your home. Auto Glass Central can help. Home Plate Grill in Dixon, Missouri is a proud sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports, and a great place to eat. Grab a burger, grab some waffle fries. They have some of the best food in Pulaski County, located downtown Dixon. The Plato Athletic Booster Club is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Plato Eagles again this year, especially in the Frisco League tournament, during the basketball season, and during the spring. Be sure to check them out, Plato Athletic Booster Club, on Facebook to become a member. Roscoe's Ice Cream Truck in Iberia, Missouri is a supporter of the Iberia Rangers and Allen Hilliard Sports again this season. When you see them, be sure to stop by, grab a sweet treat in Iberia. Thank you from Allen Hilliard Sports.
Basket is up, no good, to the right. Second chance basket is good. Wildcats drive, one-on-one, basket is good. Sutherland. It is going to be Rackers inbounding, three-point basket is good. Basket up, basket is good, underneath. Rodersville pushes the ball, dunk, not quite a dunk, but coverage on that. Southern Boone will reset, three-point shot, that is good. Underneath, tried for the dunk, got the layup instead. Rodersville comes away with it, three-point shot, basket is good. Branham with the shot, Moore kicks it out for three. That is good. Three-point shot is up, no good. Offensive rebound of the key. 7 seconds left, kicks it underneath. Underneath with the dunk in the air. Marcus Moore. Kicked out for three, three-point shot. That is good. That is Shook with the shot. Was tipped, heads back to Rodersville. Basket up, basket no good. So far here, Branham inside to Moore. It is good. Titus Moore to Moore. Moore does a lot under that basket. He's going to do something. He does get the bucket. Lead. Possible running clock if this continues. Three-point basket is good. Drives in. Moore stumbles a bit, hangs on to the ball. Moore up. Moore is good. And with that, we're going to slowing down a little bit starting off. Moore kicks the ball underneath. That is two. Rebound for Branham. Branham up. Branham good. Guys get to Marcus Moore. Ball temporarily lost. It is still Wildcat ball and a deep three by Branham. Basket underneath. Eagles, basket is good. Scherer, 3:40 to go and counting. Two-point shot up. Basket is good for Sims. Two-point shot. Basket is good this time for Chase Branham. Drives in, basket is good on the foul. Have a good night from Allen Hilliard Sports. We will talk to you.
Security Bank is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports, and they are the main supporter this year and sponsor of all broadcasts with Allen Hilliard Sports. They've been around since World War II through the thick and the thin, supporting the Waynesville-St. Robert community through all these years of growth, and continue to support the Waynesville-St. Robert community through 2 locations in Waynesville and St. Robert, one in downtown by the courthouse, the other location in St. Robert. Be sure to check out Security Bank of Pulaski County for all your banking needs. They are member FDIC, whether it be car loan, house loan, they can make it happen. Again, thank you Security Bank for all your support. And Security Bank wishes the best for all the Tigers and Lady Tigers this season in all their competitions, whether it be arts or athletics. Again, Security Bank of Pulaski County, 2 convenient locations.
You've been knocked down and got up.